Joining us is CBS News Elections Director Anthony Salvanto. Thanks for joining us. I know you've been busy.
I have.
This Mississippi race, incredibly close. I mean, it's a single-digit percentage between the two, right? How was Thad Cochran able to pull this off?
In one word, turnout. Last time, this race was razor tight. This time, turnout actually went up. And that benefited Thad Cochran. Because if you look across all the counties, the places where turnout spiked, his vote share went up just enough to put him over the top. That really speaks to his get out the vote effort, and it really speaks to all the money that the Republican establishment, if you will, put into his race.
Well, when you talk about turnout, you're not just talking about Republicans, though.
Maybe not. You know, some of those spikes that you see are in counties that do have a lot of independents, a lot of Democrats, at least from the vote patterns. There isn't vote registration in Mississippi, so we infer this from the general patterns. But you did see those spikes, and those spikes certainly did help Thad Cochran.
You mentioned the amount of money. How much money was thrown into this runoff election?
Oh, it was millions. And what you really saw here was a proxy fight between some of the divisions within the Republican Party. There were the establishment, what we like to call the establishment. It's incumbents, there's often pro-business groups, and of course there's the Tea Party groups, populist movements as well. So they both invested very heavily here, spent millions of dollars, not just on getting out the vote, but on the advertising that played such a key role.
Do we expect that to have an impact on the midterm election in November?
It might. You know, the discussion here was very much about the role of government. We do these political divisions a lot, but really the argument here was, does Thad Cochran help Mississippi by staying in the Senate with seniority? Or, as Chris McDaniel argued, is it a national race where he's talking about government spending more generally? And that's something I think we see play out through November.
And what about, you know, the Tea Party and their successes? They had a great success with ousting House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, but this was a close race, but not a win. But
not a win. You know, we've seen the senators, the incumbent senators, have a good string here. You know, Mitch McConnell, Thad Cochran now, as well as many others who've beaten back the Tea Party challenges. Having said that, you know, our polls tell us that Republican voters do like the idea of Tea Party challenges to some of the incumbents, which really tells you that the public doesn't really like the status quo, even if they're not ready to vote everybody out yet.
Very interesting. Let's move on to New York. We have Representative Charles Rangel hoping for a 23rd term. He's been in office a really, really long time.
Another close race. Right now in the vote count, he's up by a hair, and what you see is, you know, he's said he's up. We're not sure what the absentee votes will tell us there. But look, this race was close the last time these two candidates ran in a primary, and what you really see is that there's still this argument about how long someone should stay in Congress or what experience means, and still divisions, not just among Republicans, but among some Democrats in their districts, too.
Indeed, very interesting stuff. Anthony Salvanto, CBS News Elections Director, thank you so much.
Thank you.